Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Ramon. How are you today? We've all heard of the moisture barrier, aka the skin barrier, aka the stratum corneum, aka the horny layer. While it plays a very vital role in our skin's overall health, it's literally the thing that makes our skin function properly, / the part that we apply all of our cosmetic products on top of. Oftentimes, we don't start caring about the state of its being or its health until we mess it up and throw it off whack. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a rundown on all the things to make sure that you are maintaining your skin barrier / what you can be doing if you compromise your skin barrier, because it happens to the best of us. Before we get into today's video, I'm gonna ask that you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so that you know when I upload more skincare content, and give this video a thumbs up. And down below, what are some of your barrier repairing, nourishing, restoring based products or ingredients / if you messed up your moisture barrier, what was the thing that did it? Let me know. So, the skin barrier. What is it? Who is she? Well, basically think about it as you have these layers of cells on the top of your skin, the epidermis. So the stratum corneum is the upper layer of the epidermis. You have these cells held together in this lipid matrix, and the lipid barrier is comprised of ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. Some people talk about it as a brick and mortar situation. Some people talk about it as a tile and grout situation. Just know there's things held together by other things. That's the skin barrier. The skin barrier functions to maintain the moisture and the goodness inside of your skin while helping to prevent the bad things from getting into your skin. So basically it protects your skin from pollutants, allergens, bacteria, that kind of stuff. The key in maintaining the state and status of this moisture barrier is you want to retain the moisture in your skin. You want to keep all that supple, juicy goodness inside your skin while simultaneously making sure that your skin is able to do the protective work that it does for your skin. Maintaining that healthy lipid matrix in the stratum corneum is what helps to lock in that moisture, as well as keeping all the bad stuff out. On a side note, do you ever know that thing when people talk about, oh, you want your cleansers to be a pH of 5.5 to 6? That's actually the pH of the acid mantle, aka the top layer of that skin. That pH needs to be maintained to be able to make sure that the enzymes that do the work in the surface of the skin are able to do that work. Inevitably, however, we do things or things happen that throw things off whack, basically throw off the whole system that is set in place in the stratum corneum, and that's when we start to compromise that moisture barrier. Basically, when shit gets out of whack, things start acting up. Alexa, play Act Up by the City Girls.
Act Up by City Girls from Jorge's Apple Music.
Alexa, stop.
And basically this happens when you start doing too much to your skin. I'm talking over exfoliating, cleansing your skin with too stripping of a cleanser, over cleansing your skin, period. Facilitating trans epidermal water loss in the skin. And these are things that start breaking down barrier function. And by breaking down barrier function, you basically facilitate inflammation, irritation, redness, breakouts in the skin. So think about, by compromising your skin barrier, you're in a sense wounding your skin, and your skin as a result needs to be fixed, healed, and repaired. So going back to the point of compromising your skin barrier, it's surprisingly very easy to do. Skin barrier itself is very finicky, and there's a lot of ways to do so. Some of the ways that we don't personally have a hand in just include aging, genetics, UV exposure to some extent. Something else that we personally have a hand in though as ourselves is this kind of status of more and more when it comes to skincare, and this comes back to over exfoliating, overuse of actives. There's this status right now with skincare where we want to do all these actives, all these treatments, all these exfoliants, and doing too much to your skin, not letting your skin repair itself, but also doing things that aren't beneficial to your skin itself, because everyone's skin is different, are ways that we can go about of impairing our own skin barrier. And this goes back to my Harper's Bazaar Go to Bed With Me series, where you have people who don't know what they're doing, teaching other people who don't know better. And so they see this person doing something, so they start using all those treatments, all those actives, all those serums that might not be beneficial for this person's skin, but on top of that, they're not using them correctly. Overall, all these extra things, all these more and more products become this cocktail of disaster, and it's not the kind of cocktail that we want. And so you might be asking yourself, why does this all matter? In a sense, your skin is a self-sustaining organ. It can repair itself, it can manage itself. Sometimes things in our skin barrier can be off balance just naturally, and that's where certain skin conditions come into play. Think of really bad acne, psoriasis, eczema. But then you have things that we personally do to our own skin that compromise our barriers ourselves. And that's, again, overuse of treatments, not the right products, etc. That stuff is on us. So having an intact moisture barrier is the fundamental function to make sure that things are working for our skin. If that isn't happening, everything we put on our skin topically isn't going to work the way you want it to. And that's going back to the fact that our skin itself is wounded. Whatever you put on top of it isn't going to do the work that it needs to do, because your skin needs to repair itself first. Think of trying to feed someone who's sick. They're not going to want to eat. They're not feeling good. You know, that makes sense? And so you might be asking yourself now, how do I know if I messed up my skin barrier? And that's actually really easy. Basically think of things as your skin being too tight or dehydrated, being really dry and flaky. And that's a result of because your lipid matrix is disrupted, it's not able to retain moisture inside of your skin. Therefore, you have transepidermal water loss happening. So you can't like essentially retain the moisture in your skin. Your skin's red, irritated, rough, itchy, and that's going back to the fact that your skin itself is wounded. It's trying to repair itself, but because it's in a wounded state, it's very, very sensitized. And kind of emphasizing that point, your skin being really sensitized to things that it normally wouldn't be. So when I had my contact dermatitis allergy situation, everything from the cleanser I would use to the moisturizer I would normally use all burned my skin and irritated it because my skin itself was compromised. And then lastly, breakouts. When you don't normally have breakouts, a compromised moisture barrier is a lot more prone to breaking out if you don't normally, as a result of either A, it's dehydrated, so you're producing excess oil, and as a result of that excess oil production and the flaky dry skin you have really clogged pores, or as a result of having a compromised acid mantle that's not able to keep your skin protected, and as a result of that you have bacteria that's able to do its work in your skin. So now elaborating on how it is that we ourselves are able to personally disrupt our own moisture barriers. First and foremost, overexfoliation, using too many actives. Second is actually contact dermatitis, or having a reaction to a product we use topically on our skin. I had a reaction that was caused by sunscreen. That's not something that I ever would have imagined happening, but it was something that happened to me that as a result compromised my skin barrier drastically. Another reason is overuse of irritants, and we always talk about things in skincare you want to look for and thus avoid. That's fragrance, that's essential oils, and that's plant-based botanicals or extracts. Not everything under each of those categories is going to cause that to happen. For some people, they have allergies to certain things. For some people, they can tolerate a lot of that stuff. That's very on a personal basis, but repeated use of certain things like fragrance or essential oils and products can compromise the skin. Over stripping your skin. And this goes back to using cleansers that are way too alkaline, over cleansing your face in the first place, or even just using water that's too hot. It's really easy again to disrupt the mantle barrier. Just as a preface to all this, even water coming in contact with the skin surface can start to slightly dilute the lipid layer of the acid mantle. On top of that, cleansers, if they are too alkaline or even just slightly alkaline, starts to make the acid mantle a little bit too alkaline, and thus it disrupts the acidic pH that the enzymes in our stratum corneum need to be able to do the proper functions in our skin. But besides that, you also have things like just facilitating the transepidermal water loss in your skin. If you are not using moisturizers properly or using moisturizers period, you are allowing the moisture in your skin to evaporate, especially if you have a already compromised moisture barrier. You need to use a moisturizer. Another factor is skin retinization, and this is the process your skin goes through as it adjusts to a retinoid. Basically, everything that's a sign of a compromised moisture barrier is a symptom of retinization. Using buffers underneath retinols, or just making sure whatever you're using along with the retinol is going to help to nourish your skin, is going to help the process a little bit, but in reality, that's just a process that happens to a lot of people when they use retinoids. It lasts for a few weeks, but after this first few weeks of skin retinization, your skin kind of returns back to normal. And then finally, UV damage. And this just goes back to the fact that everyone needs to be wearing sunscreen at all times. UV damage is very compromising to the skin. It can irritate, stress out your skin, and cause your moisture barrier to break down as well. And as the next part, we're going to be focusing on just what you can do to maintain your skin barrier, or what you need to be doing in order to repair your skin barrier if you have compromised it. And this part is just kind of remedying all the stuff we just talked about in the how you can compromise your skin barrier. But basically, first and foremost, not using too astringent of a cleanser or not over cleansing your skin in the first place. I only cleanse my skin once a day, and I use very, very gentle cleansers. Just make sure your cleansers are a little bit more on the acidic side, pH of about 6. If you've compromised your skin barrier, first thing you need to be doing is cut out all the actives. No exfoliants, no retinols, none of the stuff that's going to really compromise your skin. Think of basically no skin treatments. Your skin is in a state where it needs to repair itself. You need to be doing nothing extra to your skin besides the basic steps for your skin's daily needs. And that leads us into the next step, which is to simplify. The basic skincare routine just needs to be a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. Everything else we add into that is stuff that we are using personally to cater to our own skin's needs or to satisfy specific skin concern. If you've compromised your skin barrier, go down to these basic steps. Make sure everything's very, very gentle for your skin. But if you're just working on maintaining your skin barrier, my skin routine on most days is very, very basic. I'm double cleansing. I might have a few hydrators with some actives in them, and I'm talking like niacinamide. And then I usually just do a moisturizer. I might do a retinol, but it's very, very simple. And this just goes into the fact that you don't want to be doing too much to your skin too often. Actives like exfoliants, maybe once every few days. You want to give your skin time between them to really allow your skin to heal, but you don't also want to like overwork your skin or overstress your skin by using actives too often, too frequently, stacked on top of each other. The key for either, whether maintaining or repairing, is just to have moisture and locking it in. Hydrators are really good for your skin. Hyaluronic acid, one of those superstar ingredients, is found naturally in the skin. It's going to help to pull water from the deeper layers up to the surface to make sure your skin is nice and plump, but you got to make sure that you are occluding that in so that you don't lose that hydration and that water in your skin. And so this next part is just focusing on the ingredients that you want to look for in your skincare, or ingredients that you want to have in your skincare routine frequently, just to make sure you're maintaining slash what you want to use if you need to repair your skin barrier. First and foremost, just making sure the moisturizer that you're using is going to have the ingredients necessary to maintain your skin barrier's health. I'm talking humectants, emollients, occlusives. You want to have ingredients like hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, glycerin, butylene glycol as humectants to be able to pump up your skin with nice hydration. And you want to have other ingredients like emollients and occlusives to be able to soften and lock all that in. I'm talking things like dimethicones, petrolatum, mineral oils, a lot of other oils actually, squalane, marula, jojoba, tamanu oil. Things like that are going to help to really soften the skin, especially if you have more dry, flaky skin, and be able to lock in the hydration that you need in your skin. Also great ingredients for any moisturizers include ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. Does that sound familiar? It's because those are ingredients that are already found in the skin's natural lipid matrix. And when you apply those topically to the skin, not only are you being able to replace the components that are really missing in the lipid matrix, it also helps your body to kickstart the synthesis of more of those components in the skin barrier as well. Other ingredients that are good to find are lactic acid and urea. And while those are technically exfoliants, they also act as humectants, which are going to help to, again, pull moisture from the deeper layers of the skin onto the surface, or to pull moisture from the surroundings. Another factor that those do when they're applied topically is help to acidify the skin barrier as well. And again, that just goes back to making sure that the acid mantle is at the correct pH that it needs to be in order to maintain proper skin barrier function. Another ingredient that you want to include in your skincare routine as well is niacinamide. And niacinamide I've talked about in a few videos. It's one of those superstar ingredients that just does a lot for the skin. Not only is it going to help to repair, restore, and promote the health of the skin barrier, it's going to help to also soothe. It has anti-inflammatory properties as well as reducing the redness of a compromised skin barrier. So it's going to help to do a lot for the skin. You find niacinamide a lot in like essences, moisturizers, serums. It's a really great ingredient to include in your skincare routine just all around, but it's just a great ingredient. Ingredients to look for if you have more compromised skin barrier already, or if you want to reduce any irritation or inflammation in your skin, include Centella asiatica, adenosine, and allantoin. Especially the latter two, they're going to help to repair and restore and maintain the state of the skin barrier. All of them have very soothing anti-inflammatory properties to them. Centella asiatica itself, a superstar ingredient in my world, I use it in so many of my skincare products, is going to help promote wound healing. Again, compromised skin barrier is just a wounded skin barrier. It's going to help to get it back to its natural, normal state. Also, all those ingredients are really great emollients in the skin, and they're going to help to lock in any hydration that you have in your skin as well. And then lastly, it's just antioxidants. Antioxidants are going to act as great ingredients to just make sure your skin is protected. A normal skin barrier is going to help to protect your skin. If your skin barrier is compromised, you need to add in other factors just to make sure your skin is staying protected. So antioxidants like vitamin C, vitamin E, green tea, which green tea in itself is also a great ingredient as an anti-inflammatory. Vitamin E, aka tocopherol, is another great ingredient that's going to act as an emollient as well. These are all great ingredients just to have in your skincare routine just to make sure that your skin is getting the protection and benefits that it needs. And lastly, sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen. Sunscreen is one of those all around you need to wear every day no matter what things, but if you have a compromised skin barrier, it's just going to protect your skin from more UV damage. If you have an intact moisture barrier, it's going to protect your skin from UV damage, period. Sunscreens are really great moisturizers. So just all around, just like wear sunscreen. And with that, that is the moisture barrier kind of breakdown, how to maintain it, how to repair it, what you can do to make sure that it's always in its tip-top shape. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below. There's a lot in the video. If you have questions about what ingredients you can use or what products are really great for maintaining skin barrier health, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when I post my skincare related content. And again, also down below, what are some of your favorite skincare repairing or restoring ingredients or products? And if you've compromised your moisture barrier, what did you do? I want to know. I want to judge. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.